Developing tonight, we are still waiting for the judge's order. As we've been reporting, Congressman Doug Lamborn was removed from the primary ballot by the state Supreme Court last week after finding that one of the people who circulated petitions for his campaign was not a Colorado resident. Lamborn then sued the state in federal court, claiming the residency requirement was unconstitutional. News 5's Andy Cohen was in the courtroom in Denver today to hear these arguments. He's live in studio now with more on what took place. Andy.
Yeah, Elizabeth, Lamborn's attorney argued that the Colorado Supreme Court violated the First Amendment rights of both that petition gatherer, I should say, as well as the voters who signed the congressman's petition. The attorney defending the Secretary of State pointed out that Lamborn had plenty of opportunities to make this constitutional challenge before today, and that there are hundreds of thousands of registered Republicans in Colorado whom he could have hired to circulate petitions. Doug Lamborn's future as a member of Congress is now in the hands of a judge.
We hope and pray that justice is done, that I'm restored to the ballot. Most of all, I'm hoping that the people who signed the petitions, and there were well over 1,000, that their vote is heard, their voice is heard.
His attorneys believe the state's residency requirement for petition gatherers is unconstitutional. They said because the state can't prove that it's necessary. What's more, they argued that disqualifying Lamborn because of his circulator infringed on the rights of the voters here who signed his petitions.
I think that the state Supreme Court put in a new interpretation that wasn't in existence previously, and they blindsided everybody.
But the plaintiffs who sued the Lamborn campaign in state court disagree. They say Lamborn is upending decades of established law for his own personal gain.
Until 4 days ago, nobody questioned the constitutionality of this. It's been on the books for 40 years. Doug Lamborn's been in office for 12 years, and he's never had a problem with this law until he needed this to be declared unconstitutional in his quest to stay on the ballot and to retain his office.
He said the plaintiffs from that state case wanted to intervene in today's court hearing, but were denied. And he added that a ruling in Lamborn's favor will likely stick because the Secretary of State isn't planning to appeal.
You know what the real political stunt here is? A 6-term congressman that's unwilling to face his constituents. He bypassed the assembly process. He went ahead to petition on Lamborn's campaign, committed petition fraud, and a unanimous Supreme Court decision 1 week ago took him off the ballot.
Now, after hearing the arguments today, Judge Philip Brimmer said that he would take this motion under advisement and issue a written order. We're still awaiting that decision, and we'll let you know as soon as it comes down. Watching out for you, Andy Cohen, News 5.